Before I sit down, I just want to, Kakashe, place on record our position as government on the current discussion by not only the region of Africa but the world, the issue of xenophobia, which is purported to be there in KwaZulu-Natal. There is no xenophobia in KwaZulu-Natal. I know that what we see there is a demonstration of civic society or civic organizations that are saying we are worried about people who are coming to South Africa without documents, calling for them to go back and get proper documents. And even ourselves as government, we are doing a lot to fix that problem. There is no xenophobia in KwaZulu-Natal, but at the same time, we are worried with the element of criminality amongst the people who are now invading the space, because there are those now who are using these demonstrations to do what is not supposed to be done. And even for the demonstrations, they can't be every day. It's good that one day you write a message, a statement, is fine, we'll receive a message. But when it's daily, it will project a government that is not stable. It's even worse when there's confrontation and conflicts. It presents a government that is having the instability or violence. So it's important that as the people of KwaZulu-Natal, we need to address issues within the parameters which are legislated. We must be law-abiding citizens while we express our frustration and our concerns. But with those words, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to take much of your time because already it's late now. We are from lunch. You see, the body is natural. After lunch, it begins to settle down. You can be active after some times when you are coming from lunch. Thank you very much, Program Director.
Firstly, I value the fact that you've expressed your frustrations this morning. Even the criticism towards the Human Rights Commission is welcomed. We are not perfect. We can also improve, but I want to give you hope. Local government, ladies and gentlemen, is in serious trouble in South Africa. Serious trouble. You know, Peacemore, the gentleman standing over there, and I, over the last 2 years, have had discussions with all 144 water services authorities in the country, all of them. We have met with the majority of municipalities in the country. We've conducted inquiries, formal inquiries, where we invited testimonies of municipalities and other stakeholders in the Free State Province, the Northern Cape, an investigative inquiry into service delivery in Northwest Province, and about a month ago, 3 weeks ago, we also conducted a highly publicized inquiry into water in the Gauteng Province. Now, the success of the report lies in the monitoring of the implementation of the recommendations. And in the Eastern Cape, we have a very, very effective provincial office, and I can assure you that they will monitor the implementation. But they also need support internally. Now, what we've changed in the Human Rights Commission over the last 2.5 years is, and I earlier indicated that we've played our part. We've issued reports, we've conducted inquiries, and we've made recommendations to organs of state and other stakeholders for implementation. But for many years, and you are 100% correct, for many years, many of the remedial actions issued by Chapter 9 institutions, recommendations issued by Chapter 9 institutions have simply been ignored. I mean, court orders are not even being implemented by municipalities. I can refer you to many in the country where there's litigation, but municipalities simply ignore. There's a simple disregard for authority in this country. The courts are being disrespected. Chapter 9 institutions are being disrespected. And you are correct, they simply say, we're not going to implement this. They're not going to do anything to us. That is the attitude. That is the reality. And I'm grateful that you raised it.
Firstly, we have to state as the South African Human Rights Commission that we respect the judgment of the Constitutional Court of South Africa. And we are in the process of studying the judgment carefully and also assessing its implications for our mandate and our operations. But it's also important to state that in practice, many institutions or respondents already comply with the recommendations, the findings that the Human Rights Commission make, which illustrates that they help set standards for lawful and rights compliant conduct, even without court orders. So
are you not afraid, Dr. Boshoff, that this might result in parties becoming recalcitrant, emboldened by this judgment, saying, well, unless you take me to court, there's nothing you can do to force me to implement the directives of your findings?
Well, firstly, we have been taking a number of respondents to court, especially with regards to socioeconomic rights. We have litigated against many municipalities for, one, not responding to communication of the Human Rights Commission, but more importantly, not implementing the recommendations of the Human Rights Commission. So we have done that in the past. But I want to reiterate, many respondents are already cooperating with the Human Rights Commission, implementing our recommendations. But indeed, this judgment will also mean that our remedies will be delayed, that we understand and appreciate. And we also are concerned that the outcome of the judgment will increase pressure on our courts. There will be extended and long court rolls to consider all these matters. But very importantly, we've one, for example, with regards to litigating against municipalities, we are also of the view, and we have been of the view, that you cannot litigate yourself out of municipal dysfunctionality. So we've all, when you litigate against a dysfunctional municipality, what are you going to achieve? They don't have money even to oppose the matter. So what we've done now recently is we've taken hands with provincial legislatures, with both houses of parliament. We have presented our reports, our findings and recommendations to portfolio committees and select committees in parliament. We have recently accompanied the select committee of the National Council of Provinces to 3 provinces. That was last week, 3 provinces where they were monitoring the implementation of our recommendations. So litigation has never been the first approach. It was always the last approach.
Yeah.
And we don't really see things changing. We are a bit concerned that we may not achieve immediate redress for some complainants, but with regards to the implementation of our mandate, we do not really see a problem.
Yeah.
Ahí go.